As for the players who didn't show up, Kirk Cousins not being at practice was a little interesting because there's all these different little milestone markers during the offseason, and the Falcons could have moved on from Kirk Cousins. March 10th, he got a huge bonus. He collected that. The draft, everyone's filling out their stuff. They didn't trade him. And then right up here to OTAs, it's like, all right, well, there's some. And for Cousins, as Schefter reported, and Raheem Morris basically was being coy with reporters, like, I didn't see Kirk today. So I don't know
why would he be there?
Where that heads.
Jay just said, why would he be there?
I mean, like, we kind of knew he wasn't going to be there, right?
No, Kirk Cousins, leader of the team.
Drake still showed up, showed leadership.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I was a 2 points per game senior year guy. I showed up to all those practices. I wasn't making $30-40 million, JJ. So I don't know, maybe.
But you could make the argument that it's literally probably worse. I mean, it all depends on how the attitude.
If he were to show up,
because then it creates
Penix's team.
Who's taking the reps? How are we going to break this down? All these things, and there's conversations that don't even. I mean, that's my take on it.
That's actually a really interesting perspective, and I love that we have that player perspective on that, because to me, as an outsider, I raised my eyebrows. I said, well, that's interesting, because they could have moved on from him, and then he's not there, and he's always been such a classy veteran, and all along has been like, I'll do whatever is necessary. But I had not considered that, where, hey, maybe if I'm there, it clouds things for Penix. Let him be the dog. Let him be the A guy. Let him run this entire 3-week process, and then I'll show up at training camp. That could be very well the case.
I think it might be one of those situations where it's like, we're not all going to play this little charade where I'm going to go out here and take reps from guys who actually need reps and who want to get reps. Like, we all know what's happening here. I'm not actually going to be like, they have their guy. They've made that clear. Just go ahead. Go with him.
And Kirk can go build fires with the boys.
Yeah.
With the kids.
Coop.
That's a good fire, Coop.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins is the winner of that quarterback series, in my eyes. And the wide receiver one and the other one that they did, which is really good.
Everyone came in that show. Everyone came into that like, Kirk's a little corny. He comes off not only as cool as hell, but also like so dedicated and tough. And then he did all that stuff in his house with his wife, like where you're looking at him like memorizing plays. Like, I thought, to your point, no one's brand or public image was built up more and increased and given a lot of goodwill than Kirk Cousins. And that's the guy he is. I think
he's gone from Atlanta?
No, we don't know that. That's the thing. It's like everyone assumes
he's got a no trade clause too.
Yeah,
he controls where he goes with the no trade clause. Great call. And also, there was all these different milestones where they've already paid. Like, they're giving him millions just by being on the roster throughout this offseason, every single milestone, and he's still there. And to a man, Raheem Morris is like, he's going to be our number 2. He's going to be there, and that's what we plan on having as our backup in this room. Now, as long as Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback, I'll always keep my eyes open on that. And I know that just because they never actually overlapped, the fact that Arthur Smith came from Atlanta and knows Terry Fontenot and knows Arthur Blank and knows what those guys, and like they didn't end on horrible relations. To me, there's still a connection there. And then, oh, by the way, Mike Tomlin's best friend in the league is probably Raheem Morris. So to me, there's always an open line of dialogue, which is the most important thing. These people know each other, that if Rodgers pulls the chute or does something, who knows, TJ Watt's quarterback could be Kirk Cousins if you're just looking to fill the seats on the carousel.
Pulls the chute, does that mean retire?
Or I don't know. I made that up. I don't know what that even means, pulls the chute.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought
sounded great.
Yeah, because like, wow, and then you pull the chute. Yeah, and then you just kind of.
He's in the free fall right now.
It made your point.